Whenever I go into the backcountry, I always make sure to bring just a few simple tools and a few simple ingredients. I had trout on my mind today, so I thought one of the things that I could do is a trout bruschetta. Because it's only 7 ingredients, it's something that you can easily pack in. And after I spend the day fishing, I've always got an appetite. So this is going to use a few simple techniques. The one that I love the most is it's going to roast the fish whole. That gets all the flavor of the fish into the dish, but I don't have to go through a lot of work. I can just roast them whole, and then using a fork, I can flake out that beautiful flesh. I think this is something you're going to do. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to tell your friends about it. You're going to make this recipe your own. Let's get started. You want to make sure that there's enough oil in the pan for one specific reason for this. Bruschetta, I love adding garlic, but what I'd rather have than raw garlic is a little bit of roasted garlic. All I'm going to do, and this is why it's so simple to do this, you can easily pack in the head of garlic, but I don't want to sit here and fuss with this. So all I'm going to do is take and I'm going to put that in the pan. It's going to give me a garlic flavored oil that tastes a little bit like trout. It's going to be incredible. Now, have a look at this. I don't want you to panic when you see this. Have a look underneath. You can see what's beginning to happen. You can see that beautiful trout flesh. It's already beginning to flake. Don't worry about that. We're going to have incredible flavor from the skin and incredible flavor from the flesh. The sun is setting and my stomach is telling me it's dinner time. Now I've got the fish and they're going to be finished here in about 5 minutes. I want to make sure I leave them just long enough to develop some nice brown crusty pieces along with that beautiful flakiness. Now to balance it, this acid from the tomatoes and the bruschetta is going to be great. I brought a little ingredient with me from home, from the garden. I've got ground cherries, which is going to bring just a little bit of sweetness. So I'm going to assemble this and bring together a little bit of warm trout with that nice acidic bruschetta. I love these little containers that you can get that brings things back that are maybe a little more delicate, like these ground cherries that I brought from the garden at home. Now, if you can't get ground cherries, just go ahead and use anything that's got a little bit of sweetness. You could use grapes, you could use blackberries, anything you want. But what I want to do is I want to light this trout up with just a slight sweetness, but these ground cherries, they're going to be perfect. With the trout out of the pan, it's time to fire up the cast iron again. I've got the bread slice and I want to soak up every last bit of flavor that I can. The garlic is in there, that trout flavor is in there, but I want to add a little bit of crispness to this bread so it'll stand up to the bruschetta and give me a little bit of texture. With the bread crusty and that provolone cheese nicely melted, it's ready for the bruschetta. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that flaked trout and fold it into the bruschetta, but I'm going to save the crispy pieces of trout and any of the skin to put right on top. I know the next time that you're trout fishing, you're going to pack in some of these simple ingredients and you'll make this dish for yourself.